Hello, I'm Robert Costa in Washington. Thanks for joining us. CBS News is learning more about embattled Congressman George Santos. A CBS Reports documentary out today found that he drew scrutiny from federal regulators for working for a company that allegedly orchestrated a Ponzi scheme. Santos was a regional director of a small investment firm for about a year before the SEC shut it down for alleged fraud. Santos is not named in the complaint. But in the documentary, one of Santos's childhood friends tells CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns how the Republican congressman tried to attract new investors. Meanwhile, senators held a hearing today on the Chinese spy balloon. The Defense Appropriations Subcommittee is demanding answers from Biden administration officials on the incident. CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion joins us now. Nikole, thank you so much for being with us. The senators are talking all about the spy balloon today. You've done some reporting. Let's hear what they've had to say.
Because American public deserves to hear from the Department of Defense, not play politics with our national security. I do not care who is in the White House. We will always do our job, and we will always provide oversight.
It defies belief that there was not a single opportunity to safely shoot down this spy balloon prior to the coast of South Carolina.
The clear message to China is we got free range in Alaska because they're going to let us cruise over that until it gets to more sensitive areas.
Nikole, always good to have you with us. A lot of criticism offered today on Capitol Hill, but what's next on this front?
Well, of course, this was an all-member briefing. You saw the hearing there with Senator Tester, but at the same time, there were briefings that were conducted both on the House and Senate for all members. And while many of them didn't want to talk about the intelligence that was shared, because, of course, these were classified briefings, many lawmakers were still left with a lot of questions. We know here in the Senate that there is another briefing scheduled for next week for senators on the issue of China. This was something that was previously scheduled prior to this balloon incident. But certainly we have seen a lot of reaction along party lines. Speaker Kevin McCarthy said that this balloon should have never been let in. And that kind of echoes a lot of concerns that Republicans have had, that the Biden administration should have taken action sooner rather than allowing this balloon to cross the continental United States. Democrats, on the other hand, many of them feel that the Biden administration took the right approach here by being more cautious, waiting till it got over water before shooting it down. And of course, there's still lots of questions about what type of technology this was, what was in the balloon. So certainly many more questions here on Capitol Hill.
Speaking of the skies, Nikole, there was a lot of scrutiny today on Southwest Airlines. What's the latest?
Yeah, that's right. Well, you had the chief operating officer of Southwest Airlines who was here on Capitol Hill and faced a lot of questions from members of the Senate Commerce Committee for that travel meltdown that we saw back in December, where the airlines ultimately ended up having to cancel nearly 17,000 flights, stranding thousands, if not millions, of passengers. And of course, who can forget all of those images of bags scattered across airports around the country. I did have a chance to catch up with Texas Senator Ted Cruz, who was at this hearing, to see what his thoughts were on today's testimony.
I'm encouraged that they're investing significant resources in improving and modernizing their systems. A lot of travelers were inconvenienced.
But was their apology sufficient?
Well, ultimately, it's going to be the customers that make that decision.
Now, there's a debate right now on Capitol Hill about how involved Congress should be going forward. While Southwest said it is taking steps to remedy this situation and prevent it from happening, Senator Cruz was very clear that he doesn't think that Congress should get involved in trying to regulate the airlines or whether or not consumers should get drink tickets, as he told me. But Senator Maria Cantwell, who ran this hearing today, said she does think that there are some potential legislative remedies when it comes to protecting consumers' rights. Bob?
Nikole Killion, thank you so much.